Welcome to the Bendano Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Do you have the guts, WNBA players? Do you have the gonads, the cojones to strike? Or are you going to continue to play patty cake with the WNBA owners? Are you going to continue to negotiate in bad faith, coming down from 27% to 26% to 25%, thinking that the owner should take you serious? Or are you finally willing to come to the table to get a deal done? Or will you continue to ask for things that just simply aren't obtainable? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Andy Costabile is reporting a meeting between the WNBA and the Players Association, including players, is scheduled for later today, multiple sources told me. On February 23rd, the league imposed a March 10th target date that, if passed, would subject the season to delays. Both sides have exchanged proposals in recent days, the details of which have not become public. Why haven't they become public? Is movement being made on both sides? The Players Association seems to be acting accordingly, behaving, and they're too scared to leak the details? Or are they realizing that leaking the details of every time they offer something completely ridiculous to the owners does nothing but make, as Nafisa Collier would say, public pressure go less in support of the players? Every time a report comes out that the players have lowered their percentage 1 percentage point, well, the public looks at them like, yeah, of course they're going to say no. Every time it comes out that the players have turned down an offer from the owners of $1 million contract saying it's not enough, yeah, of course fans aren't going to support that. Every time the owners move and the players say, yeah, you're just not moving enough for us. We want what we want, and if we don't get what we want, yeah, so maybe the players are realizing that let's keep this close to the vest. Let's not leak everything. Let's actually keep what we talk about behind closed doors, wait for it, behind closed doors. Alexa Filippo shares updates on the WNBA CBA negotiations. This was a video from yesterday, about 24 hours before it all comes crashing down.
You have been all over this story. Where do things stand right now between the WNBA and the Players Union?
Yeah, Amina, well, the WNBA sent a counter proposal to the Players Union on Saturday. That was a day after the Players Union sent a counter proposal itself to the league on Friday. So you had that back and forth, but right now the ball is technically in the players' court. It's been described to me that those proposals contained some movement, indicating a little bit of progress, but I think it's notable that we actually haven't had leaks from either side so far about the contents of that proposal, perhaps indicating that both sides actually see and understand the seriousness of what this deadline tomorrow could bring. And so while that March 10th date was initially described to me as more of like a target, it does still mean that the league is operating as if they need to get this deal done really sooner rather than later, if not as soon as possible, to ensure the schedule won't be impacted.
I would say this right now. If there is a lockout, if there's no season, if there's a strike, that would do irreparable damage to the WNBA. After fighting so long to be mainstream, Caitlin Clark finally gave it to them. And just like that, it could all go away. After waiting 8 years, 10 years with the revenue sharing and finally getting a piece broken off to them, well, all that's going to disappear. So that $45,000 that you got this year from a collective pot of revenue sharing, jersey sales, card sales, so on and so forth, mainly due to Caitlin Clark's jersey selling, mainly due to Caitlin Clark's trading cards, mainly due to everything Caitlin Clark related, boosting those numbers. Every piece of the pie that you got broken off of, well, you can kiss that all goodbye. You're going to go another 5 to 10 years of not qualifying for revenue sharing at all. If there's a strike, if there's a lockout, if a season gets missed. And I'm not sure if the players actually understand that, or if they do understand that, I'm not sure if they care. And if they don't care, well, then when you go back to being ignored by the rest of the country, don't complain about it. Don't cry about it. Don't say you need to pay attention to us. Don't say we need to get paid. For the last 15, 20 years, they complained not getting the recognition they deserve, not getting the exposure they deserve. Well, if there's a strike and a lockout and it goes back to you guys being the redheaded stepchild, Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone getting shoved underneath the stairs in a room locked away, don't complain about it. Alexa Filippo put out an article, what we're hearing on the WNBA's CBA negotiations. Another month, another deadline, but now things might be getting real. Nearly a year and a half of negotiations have yet to yield a new collective bargaining agreement, but March 10th is here. Last month, the WNBA told the Players Association and its teams that a new deal should be agreed to by March 10th to keep the 2026 schedule unaffected. There's no indications a deal is imminent, and March 10th might end up being more of a target date than a hard and fast deadline. When the players were given that time frame, the union saw it as a negotiation tactic from the WNBA to pressure players into the deal. The league, on the other hand, points to the league and team revenue losses that are at stake with the delayed season. With 59 days remaining until games are supposed to tip off on May 8th, a time crunch is upon us with much to do between now and then. March 10th updates. Where do things stand heading into Tuesday? This is an article by Alexa Filippo, by the way. Two sides swapped proposals over the weekend, with the WNBA submitting a counterproposal Saturday evening, a day after the WNBA Players Association submitted one of its own. If I had to take a guess, the league already had a counterproposal ready. They didn't, of course they read it. They didn't need to see what the Players Association counter was going to be. They already had something prepped and ready to go. If they respond with this, we go with this. If they respond with that, then we go with that. They don't need to do what the Players Association needs to do and draw up a new thing or no. They're prepared. They're one step ahead. There's some interest in holding an in-person meeting, potentially including players, on Tuesday or as close to the deadline as possible. The possible benefits of such were brought up by players at USA Basketball Camp over the weekend. Caitlin Clark says, quote, I don't understand why we don't just get in a room and iron it out and shake hands. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark told reporters in Miami, that's how business is. You look each other in the eye, you shake hands, you respect both sides. For me, that's what I would love to see. Well, I got news for you, Caitlin. Majority of the players, they don't respect the owners. A majority of your compadres in the WNBA, your peers, your coworkers, they don't respect the owners. They don't respect the owners. They don't respect what they've done for them. They don't respect that they continue to pile money into this league and lose hand over fist year after year. They don't respect anything about these owners. So it's hard to look each other in the eye with respect when it's clear one side doesn't respect the other. When it's clear one side feels entitled to all of the money that the owners worked hard to get. So this is the truth. You think Natasha Cloud respects any of these owners? Highly unlikely. You think Nafisa Collier respects any of these owners? Highly unlikely. You think Brianna Turner respects any of these owners? Highly unlikely. Vice President Brianna Stewart agreed with Clark. I think that would be great for us all to sit in a room until we really get it done. Stewart said, if that means sitting in there for hours and hours at a time, let's do it. That's for the betters of the player. While a situation like that has never happened before, there's a first time for everything. There's going to be a meeting with the WNBA and the owners, along with the Players Association and the players. It's going to be a shit show. It's going to be a mosh posh of individuals. It's probably going to be similar to the meeting that took place over All-Star Weekend, where a lot of players showed up. I don't think much is going to get done in this meeting today. Honestly. I could be shocked. I could be wrong. But there's going to be too many chefs in the kitchen, nothing's going to get done. There's going to be too many Chiefs and not enough Indians, and nothing's going to get done. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Caitlin Clark does play today for FIBA basketball. Interested to see how that turns out. USA Basketball, of course, putting Paige Beckers in the... that's a story for another day. Let me know your thoughts. See you next time, and as always, take it easy.